Many Africans are making big money in Guangzhou. Some are also finding love. Nigerian businessman David and his wife Liang Xuexiao are among the growing number of Africans and Chinese people who have married in Guangzhou. David came to the city in 2008. Later, he learned to speak some Chinese. Today, he's married to a local and is raising a family.
我们老家人喜欢来广州，因为有很多地方修拿好啊，有很多地方修拿好便宜啊。
But their marriage hasn't always been easy. They struggled against many misconceptions held by her parents and their friends.
They thought that foreigners cannot take care of Chinese due to the cultural background. Also, they think that most of the foreigners, they will only come to China, they will stay sometimes and go back and forget the wife they married in China.
In addition to my parents, many of my friends were pessimists. They thought it was impossible to marry an African man.
But their love was strong, and eventually they won over their naysayers. Mixed marriages between Africans and Chinese still face plenty of bumps. Ojuku Emma is one of the oldest Nigerians in Guangzhou. He said many Africans in Guangzhou have to renew their visas every few months. If the father is on short-term visa, the constant threat of separation is particularly difficult to swallow for most families.
Nigerians, we have 400 to 500 marriage, Nigerian Chinese family. But a lot have been broken because of visa condition. And that is why you see some of the Nigerian Chinese wife without the husband.
Emma says these mixed marriages have produced over 500 children in Guangzhou. Life is difficult for these kids. Emma also has a Chinese wife and sees the tough time he faces in school.
Even in school, I have changed almost 4 schools for him because of that. Sometimes he feels like when you take him to school, he feels so bored because he don't have friends.
Wang Haige is a social worker at Dongfeng Community Service Center. They provide counseling and advice for foreigners, mostly Africans.
One of the questions these mixed children face is that some of the students at school often laugh at them because of the color of their skin. They look like the color of chocolate. Another problem is that many children can't go to school because they lack household registration.
Professor Liang Yucheng has been studying Africans in Guangzhou for years. He shares with us some of the lessons he's learned.
Due to the lack of proper education on race, some people view these children in stereotypical ways. This includes distrust and fear. This is a kind of racial discrimination.
Every Sunday, most African Christians go to church and pray. Here we can see many mixed families and their children. Experts say more education on racial equality will be needed for some Chinese parents and their children at school. A growing number of African businessmen are planting roots and trying to fit in. Professional support for these individuals is inadequate. Social workers hope the Guangzhou authorities and local communities will do more to welcome these people who want to call China home. CGTN, Guangzhou.